Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Knockout Analysis presented by Cronyo Media. I am your host, Ethan Chronister, and today with me I have a very special guest, Mr. Devin Katt Daddy White, a current belt holder in the XFN Championship in, what is it? It's Muskogee, right? Or is it
Bartlesville.
Bartlesville? Okay.
Yes, sir.
River Spirit Casino is where they fight most of the time. How you doing today, Mr. White?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Glad to have you on the show. You are definitely a fan favorite in the area, so it's
Glad
fun
to
to
hear.
have people like that on the show. It helps us with
That's good
having a
to hear.
fan favorite, and it helps you with a platform online. May not be the biggest platform, but you're still going to be on YouTube.
Hey, we always got to start somewhere, right?
Yes, sir. That
Yeah.
is for sure. So, how long, Mr. White, have you been fighting?
Uh, I started fighting. I've been fighting my whole life, really, but I started fighting in the ring 2009. That's where I picked up kickboxing and found the love for it. I had a cousin that was pretty popular, pretty well known, locally known around here, named Spencer Brutus Glenn. That I used to go watch him fight a couple times in my hometown, and I got tired of getting hoarse from screaming for him, and I was like, I think I can do that too. It made me want to try it, but that's kind of how my career started from there. So picked up and it never left off.
That's awesome whenever you can have family ties to a sport for sure because it helps you out tremendously. It makes you want to stay grounded and keep in it.
Oh yeah.
So, how many? Because Tapology is usually a little scuffed on like amateur fights, and on my side it shows you only took one on Tapology. How many amateur fights did you do before you became a professional?
Well, let's say I've had quite a few amateur fights. Like I say, I've been fighting since 2009, and I've had close to 50 amateur fights, but a lot of them, unfortunately, I guess, wasn't sanctioned at the time, so they didn't get to go on record. But a fight is a fight, and I still felt all the bumps and bruises from him and learned a lot of experience from it. So, uh, in my mind, it still counts to as far as my experience.
For sure, for sure. And I can tell you as a training boxer myself, it don't matter sparring or anything, you're always gonna wear the rewards of whatever you get. So
You ain't lying
sanctioned
about
or
that.
not, you still felt it.
True.
So I noticed that I think you only do kickboxing, correct? Have you ever thought about doing anything else or is just kickboxing all you want to do?
Well, it's funny you asked that because I've always only wanted to do kickboxing starting out. I really never thought I'd be a kickboxer. I thought I'd only do boxing. Then my cousin got me into it, watching him. But I've had people tell me that I would be like the John Jones of MMA. That's what it was told to me if I would start MMA. And so I started to look into it a little bit and train it a little bit. And every time I got ready to get ready to go for a fight, I either injured myself right before the fight, or something came up to where the fight didn't go through. So I've had at least two shots at MMA I was gonna have to try my MMA career, and it never happened. So I just gave up on it and just went back to kickboxing and then focused on that.
For sure. And I can say this XFN is a very fun competitive program to watch, but I have noticed quite a few of the cards usually end up having changes right at fight time. Like
Yeah,
and I've told you before, but Tracy's a really good friend of mine.
yeah,
I've had some
exactly.
instances where I've been watching him and he's supposed to be like the sixth fight on the card and he ends up being the second fight because all
Yeah,
the fights in front of him just
get
drop.
Yeah, and it be like that sometimes. It's crazy this fight world. You'll be surprised how many people wants to be call themselves a fighter until that time comes when all that pressure is on them. They get to dropping like flies and folding and doubting themselves and not wanting to show up. and that makes it bad on for the promotion. But shout out to the XFN because they always come up with a backup plan and keep the show going.
And it's always entertaining too, because they've always got. I haven't watched a single XFN card where I have not been entertained. It's usually
Right.
always got a really good title fight or the main card. Like I think I remember seeing a main card where it was Tracy, then you, and then Tater. Like
Yeah,
that's three banger
that's
fights back to
explosive.
back to
Thanks,
back.
and I appreciate that. I thank you. I'm glad that you see it for that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's you don't win that belt for no reason, and the
Facts.
XFN definitely does not have a slouch for competition. I mean, even just now they brought in Jimmy Flick, who's a ex UFC fighter, and he's now
Facts.
in the XFN.
Yeah,
And
and
you have Frank Mir, you have Frank Shamrock that are usually at the events. Like it's not a slouch event at all.
yeah.
So
We
being a
had people like
champion,
downtown TJ Brown that just competed in there too.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, get
People
some
like
around
that,
the walk.
and you're not going to get former UFC champions in there talking about your fights if it's a slouch event. So being
True.
a champion of XFN is definitely no small feat,
I
which
appreciate that.
which is why I think it meant so much. I don't know if you saw it. Well, you were there, so you definitely saw it. The last fight for Tracy, how much it meant for him to win that fight, because
Oh yeah.
we're his friends, so we can be honest. It didn't look very good for a couple of rounds there.
Oh yeah,
He
I
he,
knew he was
he
gonna pull it out though. I knew. I've trained with Tracy a few times. He's a good guy. He has no quit in him, and I've did. Don't let me take the credit for it because he did a mean training camp. I was just glad to be a part of it. Towards the end of it before the actual fight, and I got some rounds in with him, and I knew he was ready because I was getting ready for my fight, and the boy had me gassing a little bit. I'm like, yeah, this boy is pushing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I knew I was in shape, so I know he was trying. I knew he was going to win the outcome, in my opinion, because I fought the guy before too. Nothing against Brendan McKenzie because he's a good guy, and he beat me unfortunately. But hey, hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? He's the 164 champion right now, and was the 164 champion until my boy Tracy came and took that belt from him. But as far as MMA, but I think he still has it at kickboxing. But yeah, he's good. I can't take nothing from him. But I had all eyes on Tracy Reer that night. I knew my boy was gonna come through.
Oh yeah, Tracy, he's so fun to watch, and you know what's about him is you cannot let him get you on the ground because if he does, you're done.
It's over.
Yeah,
I swear, it's pretty much hang it up. That and people really I don't know if I should even say this. Wait till y'all see it. I tell them a lot all the time because, like you say, I'm the champion right now of kickboxing, and I spar him from time to time, and I tell him his stand up is a lot better than what he thinks it is because I don't just let people hit me. You know what I'm saying? And he
yeah,
finds a way to be able to get licks in there on me from time to time. We be going at it. It's all love and fair and sparring, and just iron and sharpen ironing. But I know the guy got some stand up to him too. But his ground game is superb.
for sure. So let's talk about your pro career a little bit here. It looks like, according to this, you've been a pro since 2021, and
Yes, sir.
you have fought exclusively in XFN, which again is not a bad thing because this is no slouch of a promotion. You currently have an 8-3 record. You did. I did watch your last fight, like I said, at XFN 403, where you fought. I believe it was Zumwalt,
Yeah,
and I mean, that was a war. It was
that
definitely a war.
was.
Y'all were trading in the pocket. Y'all were trading kicks. So talk to me a little bit about that fight, what you went through in that fight.
Well, shout out to Zarek Zumwalt. First off, tough fight, good guy, uh, tough guy. Uh, to be honest, I took the fight with him because I know he was the current champ that he won the belt against my cousin, unfortunately, Spencer Brutus Glenn, at the Buffalo Run, Miami Casino. So we agreed to get in there. uh, uh, without putting our titles on the line and just get in there and give it 3 rounds. But in my opinion, I thought I was going to knock the dude out. I got a pretty high knockout ratio, so uh, I figured I would get him out of there within at least 2 rounds. I went out there trying to fill him out the first round, and I seen that he came out there ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't doubt nobody, but the boy came. He came out there gunning on me the first round, and I sat there and weathered the storm a little bit. Got some good corner advice from my corner man in the second round, and went in there and turned it up a notch, and got my left to start landing on him like I wanted it to, and like I say, shouts out to him. He got a chin because a lot of people don't stand up to my left, and he had a lot of shots, but he stood up to him. You know what I'm saying? I give him that, but uh, second round, I knew I won the second round off of finding my distance on the guy and finding my shots. But third round, I knew it was gonna come down to heart, and he showed heart. It came down to the wire, Gus on Gus. But like I say, Tulsa's my hometown. That's where I've been fighting at since I started. So just the energy in the crowd and everything, just it pushed me, regardless of being tired of anything, just to keep going forward until that bell rung. And like I say, shouts out to Zimwalt. He's gonna make it somewhere in his career. He keep doing what he's doing. He's a good guy.
For sure, he was definitely not scared at all in that
Yeah,
fight.
that part. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't back up when they get hit by me. This dude kept coming forward, so I give him that.
for sure. And I don't know, for those who may be watching now, we've talked about and interviewed Tracy a few times, and I've told y'all to watch these XFN cards. This is part of the reason why. I had plans the whole time to bring on other XFN fighters, such as Mr. Katt Daddy here, who, as I said, is a champion in kickboxing. What's cool to me about the XFN is the ability that they have to mix the martial arts in. So they'll do an MMA fight, then they'll do a grappling fight, and then they'll turn around and do a kickboxing fight. Then in the middle of it, you're doing a 4 ounce MMA Muay Thai tournament, just in the middle of it. So it's crazy to fun to watch, but to go back on what he just said about the energy that the crowd gives, if you've never watched an XFN card, I can tell you one thing about Oklahoma crowds, being from Oklahoma myself. When they love something or someone, they are not scared to let you know it. The Oklahoma City Thunder have a very, very loud crowd, whether they have 0 wins or 82 wins.
Facts.
If Katt Daddy wins or loses, they scream for him just the same, and you need to hear it whenever they call his name, whenever they announce the people. It's a roar inside that casino. So it's fun to watch. They have their favorites. Oklahoma definitely has favorites. That's why I say watch these XFN cards. It may not be the most well known promotion in the world, but it's very long running and is very fun to watch, and they definitely have very good fighters. So I just needed to throw that out there. But
Facts.
back to the fight here. As you said, Zumwalt, that was a tough fight. You were both champions. You decided to get in there and scrap without putting your belts on the line, which honestly is more fun for y'all because you can just go out there and let it fly and not have
Yeah.
to worry about winning or losing your belt.
Yeah.
But there was, and we got to ask about it. You did have the loss as
Yeah.
you tried to go down a weight class to claim 2 belts. So
Yeah.
tell us about that. What you think went wrong? Do you think he was just the better man that night? What are your takes on it?
Well, shouts out to Brandon McKenzie. First off, I'll make no excuses about my losses. He was the better man that night for sure. I just say, in my own personal experience, every time, because when I first started out and went pro, let's rewind back a little bit. The first title I fought for was at 164. Uh, I didn't win it. I fought in a tournament and I took my first loss to LeRon Nelson in that. I won my first fight, lost my second one. And, but then I fast forward a year later and won the title at 164 in front of Sugar Ray Leonard uh, uh, in OKC. I lost that title to Jose Montelago, Scarface. Shout out to him. He's a beast too. Uh, but I moved up to 170 after that, and I fought for that title because I knew that me making them weights was starting to affect having an effect on me. Trying to make that 164 weight, so I felt a lot more comfortable at making the 170. So I took a shot at that title and won it, and held it since I've had it. I think 3 knockouts since I've got it, and knocked out a good guy, Derek Atkins, to claim it. My first fight back. Uh, but I know that dropping down every time I go past anything lower than 170, it takes a toll on me. I ain't gonna lie. When I'm in that ring, everybody sees it. Anybody that knows me says that they sees it, they feel it, and like for instance, the dude punched me in my about. I think it was the second round. He threw a straight shot. I think it was a two, but it hit me in my shoulder. I rolled my ankle, and like that's how deficient I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like I made it to the fourth round with the guy, but I was depleted, and take nothing from him because the dude's a good guy, and he's a tough guy. He's got skill for sure. I just feel like me dropping down to that to a weight that low when I'm used to fighting a little heavier, it takes its toll on me, and I haven't figured out yet. I guess I don't know if it's the way I'm dieting or what, or cutting my weight or whatever, but I don't feel the same. The power, my knockout power, and all that don't feel there, and none of that. I feel a lot more forced when I'm fighting at 164 or anything lower than 170. So, like I say, shouts out to Mackenzie. I took a chance at being great and tried to go back down and get that title that I started at getting so I can be a 2 division weight champ. But it don't. I still feel like 170 is really where I belong at. Not saying I won't try to figure some stuff out and go back down there and fight for it again if the opportunity comes toward me because that's just who I am. But I feel like I got to be honest, and that's why I was having trouble at the 164.
For those listening that may hear him talk about going from 170 to 164 and thinking in your head, well, that's 6 pounds, how much of a difference does it really make? It makes a lot of difference, especially when you've been fighting at 170 for so long. Your body's fine tuned for 170. Now you're going to 164, you're walking around, you're going to fight like you're still got that 6 extra pounds, and you can't always have the same results if you're fighting lighter because, like he said, he's got good knockout power. He's got plenty of knockouts to prove it at 170. At 164, you don't have that same power because you still have knockout power, but you don't have that same power. Like that punch that you throw and always knock somebody down at 170, now it's just a jab sometimes in 164. Like
Agreed.
it's for me, I'm a heavyweight fighter. I'm always going to be a heavyweight fighter. Doesn't matter. I could lose 50 pounds and I'll still be a heavyweight fighter. So for me, I'm always going to have heavyweight power. I've sparred with plenty of guys in boxing that are smaller than me. You can always tell they're scared of the heavyweight because they do not want to get hit. They're all over the ring more than they ever are against anybody that's their size just because they don't want to
Agreed.
get hit by the heavyweight. But it's just one of those things. For me, you can lose 50 pounds and you're still going to have heavyweight power. But for these guys like him that are lighter, it makes a huge difference. 6 pounds does.
Yeah,
And you seem to be, I'm not sure how tall you are, but you seem to be a taller fighter for your weight class.
yeah. I'm 6'1".
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm usually the taller dude or people around my height for the most part in my weight class.
for sure.
When I fought Brandon on that last no given even though I dropped weight and he moved up weight to fight me, he was still the bigger guy in the ring because he didn't have to do. I depleted myself for that. He got to boost himself up, and I ain't taking nothing from that, but it comes with that. Know what I'm saying? It takes a toll on it. Uh, but nothing. Shouts out to Brandon. because he did it. He did what he had to do that night. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take nothing from that.
For sure.
Take
And
losses
then
like a man.
don't worry, Tracy got your get back.
That part for sure, for sure. That's my boy for a reason.
Yes, sir. So, looking in your career here, what do you label as your, maybe not your, you could either label it as your best win or your favorite win in your career?
Well, I say I got a couple of them. I say my pro debut uh, uh, was big to me because I was the only person to get a knockout on that card, and it got me a one blow KO sponsor. And at the time, we had just started. XFN had just started uh, linked up with One Blow KO, and they had just started airing that on the mats and all that, and promoting that. So the same night that they did that, I was the only person. I was the first fight out on the card to air pro wise, and I got the only knockout of that night. And there was a lot of good fights that night, tough fights. Don't let me take nothing from that night. It was a lot of even some knockdowns, but I was the only one got to finish. And they got me. I got a bone knockout bonus that night, and a sponsor from that shit. From just from that, so that's always gonna be a memory to me and something I always gonna love. And but I say my favorite fight so far was my comeback to fight for the title, for the 170 title, when after taking a year, about 14 months off, came back and fought a guy that is a veteran in the sport, boxing, MMA, and kickboxing wise for the most part, and just came from winning the title kickboxing wise, and I know I was an underdog. I was like a 33% chance of winning against this guy, even in my own town was Tulsa. So I still took the fight, uh, even though against a couple of people's will, against a couple of good people in my corner's will, because they knew who the guy was and didn't know if I was going to be ready for my first fight back with that. But I believed in myself and took the fight, and I told myself I could knock the dude out. And he's never been knocked out before in his whole career, but I believed that with all my might, and one of my coaches believed it too. A couple of my coaches believed it actually, and we trained for it, trained real hard for it. And the night of, I came out with a first round knockout against Derek Atkins, and I won my title. And I've been holding it down since at 170. And so that right there so far is one of my favorite fights. Shout out to Derek. He's a tough dude. I'll give him that. Take nothing from him. And he's still a tough guy, regardless. I landed my shot, caught him, and I'm thankful I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it would have been a tough night for me that night, a longer night, but I was prepared for whatever.
I know you mentioned that fight that you had as the pro on that one to get the knockout.
Yeah,
That one was kind of funny to me because I just looked at that card and I was
yeah.
reading on the fights that happened before yours. So I don't know if you were friends with them at that time, but Tracy did fight on that card. He fought a dude that was talking the utmost level of shit for him. That is one of my favorite Tracy Reeder fights ever. He knocked the dude out. Really, he knocked him out at like 20 seconds. He
Dang.
took him to his corner and was sitting there beating the shit out of this guy in his corner. And then he turned around and looked at his coaches and said, "Should I keep going?" And they said yes. So he kept hitting. It was so funny to watch. That was one of my favorite Tracy Reeder moments. They ended up calling it at like 55 seconds, but I'm like, damn,
Right.
they were trying to let that motherfucker die
Hey
in
man,
there, bro.
anybody know Tracy? He's a comedian at heart, man. That dude
Yeah,
is a real.
he's so funny.
There's never a dull moment around Tracy, man.
He's really not any different than he was when we went to high school together. Like it's just I mean, the way that he takes fighting so serious is he took
Yeah,
wrestling just as serious. But
that's what's up.
it's one of those deals. Um, but yeah, for your career, and I know this one's probably going to be a tough question to answer, which one of these three losses, because you only have three, which is not bad for a pro career, especially spanning over the course of 5 years like yours has. What what loss do you wish you could have back that you think, I could have won that fight, and not a loss that you're just like, yeah, I was just outgunned that night.
Man, it's crazy. As you say that, I had to go back to the same night. Well, not the same night. The my second, I say my second pro bout where I fought in the tournament and I lost to Laurent Smash Nelson. Shout out to that guy. He's a beast. Uh, he's a multiple world champion in multiple divisions. Done been on all types of platforms from glory to he's in bare knuckle now. He's a two-time champion in two different weight divisions. So, but that's the guy that I wish I didn't get in my own head about. I've learned something about. I taught myself something about that. My coach tried to tell me. I wish he told me some things that stuck with me. He said, "I wish I could have took my brain and how I feel about you and put it in your head that night, because I know you were the one." And it meant something to me because he ain't never told me nothing wrong to get me to where I'm at. And he told me I could beat the dude. And I always told, and I told myself I'm watching some of his film. I watched him fight Josh Johnson, #5 ranked in the world from on Glory in a 2 week notice. And the dude hit him with sweep his front leg out, and landed a back knee. He walked right and fell right into it. It didn't knock him out. He got up and fought harder after that. And I told myself right there, and I psyched myself out. I said, "How am I gonna knock somebody out like this? This dude ain't gonna get knocked out." I said, "I'm gonna make him remember who I am, though." I went in there and I rocked the heck out of him in the first round. And to this day, I remember his corner man telling me after the fight that he don't know what I was thinking in that moment, but he glad I thought it because he was telling he was telling Laurent to get up out of there because he ain't never seen him get rocked in that moment other than a boxer. He said, "I got a boxer's punch because in a kickboxing fight he can take a hit, but I had him rocked and I backed off of him because he bluffed me." Had his hands up and he pushed forward, and I thought that he recouped already. So instead of pressing him like I know I should have and try to get him out of there, I gave him time to come back and get in the fight, and then he came back and beat me, unfortunately. So I could have been a world champion my second pro event and third fight, and that kind of sits with me. You know what I'm saying? But ever
But
since
those
then,
are almost, you sometimes those are almost the moments that you need to have as a
yeah,
professional fighter, because it teaches you not necessarily that you need to be humbled all the time, but it teaches you like, hey, it's really about how you lose and learn from it. Because
facts.
even like a lot of people stress about amateur records, but to me, amateur records don't matter. Because if you become a pro, every amateur fight that you had was just a practice fight for being a
Facts.
professional.
I totally agree with that because the pro road is a whole different road,
Yeah,
and and like you say, they might as well not matter because you go back to 0-0 as soon as you sign
I was
that
about to
contract
say,
to
because
turn pro.
you make it to the UFC, Bruce Buffer's not going to say with a 50-1 amateur record. He's going
That
to
part,
say with a 10-0 pro record or a 0-10
exactly,
pro record. Like
exactly.
it, all that matters is because 99.99% of the time you're fighting an amateur fight, you're not getting paid, and if you are, it's probably a couple $100.
At the most
Like
for gas money for travel, and that's it.
yeah,
And literally,
like they're gonna ask you to come out to a fight, another state. They're gonna say we'll pay for your hotel room or something like that. They're not gonna pay
facts,
you for the fight. Like some of these fighters, I don't know how well the XFN pays. I would hope they pay champions better than they pay regular fighters. But one of those deals, most let's just say for instance, they make $2,500 to show up, $2,500 to win, plus whatever bonuses they get. So you get $5,000 for a win and maybe $2,500 for a bonus. So you're spending every other month You're fighting every other month, getting $7,500 a win if you knock somebody out. If not, you're getting $5,000 a win if you keep winning. It's not bad money,
Nah.
but everyone's always grinding for the bigger picture. So there's my next question to you is do you plan on retiring with the XFN or is your goal something bigger? I know you said you have stuff planned for the start of next year. I don't know if that is bigger or if you just got some big XFN fights coming up.
Uh, well, to be honest, XFN is where I started at, and it feels like my home because it's like my backyard. I really grew up in Tulsa. I'm from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and that's where I reside now. But Tulsa is like 45 minutes away. It's my backyard. So I've always felt like this was a blessing to me because like you say, you got people from the UFC and all over the world. This is the longest running organization that's still lasting fighting organization in the world right now. So it's worldwide known. And I'm like, I can go to my backyard and put on a show and be known pretty much, not going to say worldwide, but pretty much I get a group of people to get to know me from where I'm at. And anywhere I go, I get noticed. So not saying I do want to retire here, but this is where I'm getting the love at. And unless something else better comes on, that might be where I finish my career at. I only plan on fighting about another 2 or 3 years max. I've been doing it for a while, anyways, but uh, I'm a coach now too, so I want to go full time in that. I just started a gym about 3 months ago called Katt Daddy's Kickboxing, so I'm trying to get that going and expand that and focus more on that and try to make somebody else come from like Oklahoma and be a world champion too. So that's what really my goals is. But if something else comes better or a better opportunity, uh, the sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that my doors is closing is straight up on XFN, but this is where I've been getting a lot of love at, and they've been loyal to me, so I've been showing the loyalty back.
Go ahead and take a few minutes here. You can talk about the gym that you just opened because I do remember you saying that, and I do believe that your presence on this episode is probably going to draw more people in, especially if you share it, just being a fan favorite of the organization. So go ahead, take a few minutes, talk about the gym. Hopefully, people on here see it, sign up for it, and get you some
Yeah,
exposure.
appreciate it. Yeah, I started a gym. Let's say about 3 months ago. I wanted to get kids off the street. They ain't got nothing to do with themselves or either I don't look at everybody as bad people. I think some of these kids ain't got nothing to do around here. So when you ain't got nothing to do, you get bored. When you get bored, you get into trouble. You find trouble. And then I know some kids around here are dealing with anxiety or bullying and are getting bullied or peer pressure. So I give them some place to come learn and train and have fun and work out at. And also, I teach women classes, self defense classes, workout and self defense too. I've been doing that for about before I even had a gym for the last 3 or 4 years now. Uh, I've helped. I got a client right now that's literally like a friend of my family. She's more than a client to me now because she joined me, told me that she wanted to have a kid and she needed help to get healthy to get to make it to where she can have a kid, and her husband joined me, and we got them both to where they was healthy enough to go have a kid. They got a kid that's going on 2 now, and she's still one of my clients and still with me to this day. Love her to death. So I love to be able to help people out to try to help inspire somebody or change somebody else's life because I was only given a chance one time. I was given an opportunity. Like I said, my cousin, I walked into a gym behind him and was given an opportunity to be something. And other than that, I would have been finding myself on the streets, getting in trouble or something from running and finding nothing else to do. So finding nothing but trouble. So it got me out the streets, and I figured like I want to do something to help promote and better my community. I feel like I could be a world champion, but what is all that if I ain't doing something for my own community or giving back in some way? So this is my way of giving back. I started a little gym and Price is little to nothing. I don't. It ain't even about that. I'm just trying to get people to get in a motion to exercise, and it's always I always tell all my students, even though people that's like non-violent don't want to fight or nothing, don't got no confrontations. I say it's better to need it and not have it. I mean, and not. It's better to know it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So
Exactly.
that's the reason why I take a time out of my day to go teach people and teach kids. I teach ages 3 and up right now, all the way up to I got a 67 some year old man in my class. I think he's 64 now. And so I don't discriminate. All ages, all sizes. If you want to come work with Katt Daddy, come to Katt Daddy's Fitness in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Uh, Contact me and let's get working. Let's get started. And if you just want to do it just for self defense classes or just for fitness, I do that too. So our personal classes just to learn how to defend yourself in the basics. I teach you that too. So that's what I specialize in when I'm not fighting. This is what I'm doing during the week, 7 days a week.
Be sure to check that out for sure, because, like he said, it's better to know how to defend yourself and never have to do it than be stuck in a situation where you really need it and you don't know how to do it. Especially coming from a champion kickboxer, a lot of people can handle being punched. Once you start adding kicks in there, a lot of people have no idea what to do. So
Facts.
that's something for sure, especially if you I know he's got them in his bag. I've seen it a few times. One of them crazy little spinning back kicks that no one ever sees coming.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You learn how to throw one of them on one of them crooks with a gun trying to take your purse. As you ladies out there, they're not taking your purse. They're taking a pavement nap is what they're taking.
That part. Like I'm 6'1". I've taught women that's 4'11" to kick me in my head. So I can
Yeah.
teach anybody. I feel like from all stages and sizes. I don't care if you ain't got a lick of experience. The first step is just getting there and trying. And I teach everybody at their own level too. I don't expect you to come in here and learn it at my level or the next person's level because they've been here for 3 months or 6 months or 2 weeks. I'm gonna teach you from starting from day one and build you up and let you and you'll see your progress and we'll go from there. That's how I do it with everybody.
Yeah, I mean that's really the way that it is too. Because I mean, obviously, like you said, no one's gonna come in there be on your level. You fought a long time. You've won multiple championships. You've defended championship belts. I mean, and what better person to learn from if you want to be a fighter than someone you're gonna walk into his gym and see belts hanging on his wall that he's won
Exactly.
in the sport that you want to do. So be sure for sure to check out Katt Daddy's kickboxing fitness gym and self defense classes, which are important, especially with how crazy today's world is. But be sure to check that out. Well, Mr. White, it's been fun having you on the show for sure. We'll
Thank you,
probably have
sir.
to do this again sometime. Like I said, this has been Mr. Devin Katt Daddy White, current belt holder at 170 pounds in kickboxing for the XFN Championship Series. He's a very fun guy to talk to. Mutual friend of the show, being boys with Tracy like I am. My co host wasn't able to be here today, Mr. Barnes. He wanted to send his regards to you as well.
Shout out
Um,
to Barnes.
yeah. Uh, Keep yourself updated, guys, because I do think I think either Thursday or Friday, I think Tater's going to join us for the same kind of interview. So we'll have two
I'm looking
XFN
forward to that.
fighters at the on the same week, which what better way for us in the UFC's off week to get
That
two
part.
XFN fighters in here.
Shout out my
So
boy Tatum McSpadden.
yeah, that's and so now we've had, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinion, there's three super explosive, exciting fighters on XFN. We got one of them right here, whichever side he's going to be on in the video. We got one of them here. We got Tater, who's I've seen widely regarded as one of the most exciting fighters in Oklahoma. And
Yes,
then
man.
we've got Tracy, who's a champion now. So we've got three champions, is what we have. So, I mean, not to toot our own horns, but we're doing something right because we got 3 champions.
On a side
But
note, not to toot my own horn, I'm ranked number one in the country right now, fourth in the world. You got your boy Taylor ranked number one in the country and number one in the world right now. Uh, Yeah, and your boy Tracy, like you say, a champion. So we all doing big things right now. Shout out to Oklahoma and my guys down here. We all like iron sharpens iron. We pushing each other, and it's
exactly,
nothing but love.
for
And
sure.
on a side note, anybody, I got something big coming up. I don't want to give the gist of it too dang much just yet, but let's just say I got something big coming up at the beginning of the first of the year. I'm looking to try to go fight overseas. Let's say something like USA versus China is what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for sponsorships right now, and I'm taking anybody that's willing to sit down and talk with me and let's work something out. I can use anything I can get right now to help me with the proceeds to get into to China. And anything that I win from my purse will go back towards the youth community in Bartersville towards kickboxing. So it would be helpful. So
Be
thank you.
sure.
Anybody that's interested, just get with me or contact me on Facebook or Instagram, and let's get something going. I love to represent you.
Exactly. So be sure, like he said, make sure that we're looking at that because, you don't even have to know who he is. If you're just watching this YouTube video randomly and you've got money to sponsor him, ain't nobody want to lose to China. Sponsor this man. Get him over there
That
because
part.
he's going to win.
That part. I
But,
got hold it down for
yes,
y'all.
sir.
Oklahoma versus everybody.
Yes, sir. And that's where we're really at with it. Because Oklahoma, people be sleeping on us way too much.
Man, they do. But we gonna
Yeah.
wake them up like a Folgers cup of coffee.
Yes, sir. Mr. White, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
I appreciate you.
Be sure to like and subscribe on this video. Make sure you follow Mr. White on all of his socials. Go ahead, plug your own socials real quick.
You can have me on Facebook as Katt D White, as KATT White, and my Instagram is Katt Daddy KATTDADDY on Instagram. So find me on Instagram, and I add anybody back that's willing to follow me. I'm not one of them guys that's don't talk to people in public this or nothing like that. I'll talk to anybody that talk to me. I'm a down to earth person.
Exactly. That's how we are in Oklahoma. But
Amen.
be sure to follow him, check him out. Make sure you check this video out on YouTube. I'll probably get this one up on Spotify as well, so that way all the people can hear it. I'll also have this up on Spreaker, which is something that puts it worldwide. I've had listens on Spreaker from India, Portugal, places like that, so we're going to get Mr. Katt Daddy out there worldwide. And hopefully, Mr. Katt Daddy will share this as well so that his followers of his will become our followers and we'll all become a happy Oklahoma XFN supporting family. But it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on there. And
Appreciate
Mr.
you having
White,
me.
we appreciate your time and we will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, have a good one.